Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk just had a couple of days ago one of the most exclusive and historic conversations of all time. In fact, their conversation was watched 1 billion times, as Elon Musk claims, and other than that, there were many, very, many important and interesting things they said in the exclusive conversation that occurred on August the 12th. Guys, today I'm going to tell you which, in my eyes, were the three biggest takeaways from the exclusive conversation between these two giants. Before that we get into that, I invite you honestly to subscribe to this channel. It would be really nice from you. If you want other exclusive and great videos like this one, hit the like button, share this video everywhere and share this channel everywhere. And most importantly, tell me your opinion about the interview and tell me what I should do in order to improve the content produced on this channel. Now let's get into the conversation. The first point, guys, is unafraid. In fact, with this historic conversation between these two guys, we learned that Elon Musk and Donald J. Trump are clearly not afraid by the media. They don't care. They're not afraid and they don't care either, which is something very, very, very great to see. They knew that they would have come up against a lot of criticism. They knew that there would have been attempts to take down the interview. They knew all of that, but they did it anyway, which is something that I truly appreciate, which is something that I truly promote, guys. I think that such conversations should be done more regularly, and I think that Elon did a great thing by inviting Trump on X and by inviting him on a space, and I think he did a great thing by inviting Kamala Harris on the next space. However, the Democratic nominee didn't accept his proposal, but I mean, it would be nice to watch her conversation too. However, guys, it didn't happen. It probably won't happen because Kamala is currently not speaking to the media. She's focusing more on her rallies. But still, I think that Elon Musk did a great thing, and I'm very happy to see that despite the threats, especially from the UN, from the European Union, and despite all the attacks, despite the DDoS which occurred, they still did the interview, they still did it, regardless. The second point, the second takeaway is this. The second takeaway, guys, is censorship. We, saw this interview getting attacked. We saw this interview almost, risking to not happen because of attacks on it. We saw it very clearly, and there have been various attempts to prevent this interview from happening. However, they all failed. But I'm going to mention to you, of course, the attempts which occurred to take down this interview. Let's start with the biggest one, the European Union. This attempt, was made through a letter which was sent directly to Elon Musk by the chief digital censor, who was threatening to sanction Musk unless steps were taken to police any misinformation that might arise during the conversation. This of course has failed because Elon Musk had no limits whatsoever in this interview. He just let Trump speak. It was a great way. I think that, it was a great way the interview was conducted. I think that Elon Musk conducted the conversation brilliantly. And some people might tell me, yes, but, this is one of the excuses, or this is one of the things which, especially the left, and when I talk about the left, I mean the news outlets. Most news outlets have said, yes, but Elon Musk is interfering with the election. I read articles about the fact that X is the platform where there is the far right. Guys, what I think is happening, and I know that I happen to sound like somebody who's from the far right sometimes. Now, I'm not into politics a lot, but probably I am on the right. Probably I am. Let's just say it in that way. However, what I would say is that anybody, let's speak about this interesting coincidence, anybody who doesn't comply with any single thing the establishment and the legacy media says is deemed as far right. So everybody's from the far right unless you are from the left, unless you are from the far left, I guess you could say. So I think that this thing of deeming X as the far right platform is complete garbage, and we saw that. I'm gonna probably show you some data which came out. It was very even from independent voters, Democrats, and Republicans, and of course there is also people outside of the US who have X. However, I think it is unfair to say that it is the platform from the far right. Maybe it is the only platform X, maybe it is one of the few. What is true is that X is one of the very few platforms with Rumble who allows freedom of speech to be there, because on YouTube there is no freedom of speech, on Meta there is no freedom of speech. That is correct. But saying that it is the platform of the far right, I think it is not true. The only reason why they see the far right so much is because the so-called far right, then of course somebody of the people they call us far right are from the far right, but some people are not from the far right. That's what I personally think. However, the reason why they probably are so focused on seeing these far right thugs, that's the way they refer to them, is because there are no such people on the other platforms, and I wonder why censorship is taking over. But coming back now to the main point of this video, as I said, a letter was sent, and other than that, a journalist, this is even crazier, a journalist asked the White House, precisely Karen Jean-Pierre, I hope that I didn't mispronounce his name, I probably did, asked the White House, what influence do they have over stopping the potential misinformation which might have arisen. An attempt to take the interview down again.
I think that misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue. It's it's an America issue. What role does the White House or the president have in sort of stopping that, or stopping the spread of that, or sort of intervening in that?
You've heard us talk about this many times from here, about the responsibilities that social media platforms have.
Third point, last but not least, is going to be the shortest of them all. Guys, the third point is this. The pendulum is swinging back. Freedom of speech is coming back again. After years of censorship, after years of people being completely shut down for not agreeing with every single thing the government said, after years of, complicity, finally, censorship is starting to lose and freedom of speech is starting to win again. And this is thanks to Elon Musk buying Twitter. That is what I think. Elon Musk bought Twitter, what now is called X, but before it was Twitter. And thanks to that, freedom of speech is coming back. Guys, I hope that conversations such as this one will take place again, because it was a really great one. Thank you very much for listening to this video, and see you with the new ones. Bye bye.